Hello, Leo. It's Haley with Tarot from Beyond, here to provide you with your November 2018 general reading. I know that there's been a lot of heartache this month because Venus, was retrograde and is still retrograded up until about, I do believe, November 24th. In Scorpio. And Scorpio is a water sign, and Scorpio represents water. Water represents love. And so Venus is a very seductive planet. You understand what I'm saying? And you have to understand that when you add seduction to the energy that we just came out of, which represents the ninth house, and the ninth house represents, love affairs, love relationships, partnerships, business partnerships, and the emotions. And you have a Venus retrograde in Scorpio. You can imagine how intense the energy would be with regards to emotions being on high alert, right? All right, last shuffle. I'm going to cut, and then we will begin, all right? All right, Leo. Oh, this card wanted to stay. All right, so we've got Justice. Funny, we're in Libra season. Libra season's all about justice. We've got Judgment. We've got Strength. And every time I do a reading for my Leo subs, you guys know you always pull the Strength card. We've got the World. You're pulling nothing but major arcana so far. Ooh-wee. The Magician. And the Page of Pentacles. Woo! All right, given that I only do readings for my virtuous zodiacs, I know exactly what this means for my virtuous zodiacs, and I know exactly what this means for those non-virtuous zodiacs. From a non-virtuous zodiacs, I'm going to let you know right now, you magicianed your ass right into the Page of Pentacles, okay? And the Page of Pentacles, let's put it like that, is the help. All right. Now, for you virtuous Leo, you're going to get justice for what you endured, likely in the relationship that you recently ended, because we're in the house and came out of the house that talks about relationships, love affairs and things of that nature. A lot of you found out that, the partner that you were with was like living this like double life, where they were having like other sexual partners. And you were like, that's a no-go. I ain't having that. And a lot of you were like, this has to end in order for something to begin. And so what ended was, the what they thought was fair, which was having multiple parties. And what you said, what has to begin is me licking my wounds and becoming resilient and going ahead and rebuilding and saying, all right, if you're going to get down like that, then get down like that. But don't get down like that here. Like, we ain't having that here. You know what I mean? And that's what started your rebirth. That's what started your rebirth. You changed in this relationship. This offered you a transformation. You transformed. You turned into the divine feminine or the divine masculine. And now that you've turned into the divine feminine or the divine masculine, what happened was you now know how to stand in your power. And now that you know how to stand in your power, you know how to rub two sticks together and make it happen. Because that's exactly what the magician does. Magic tricks. So a lot of you, come November, are going to be getting a lot of news of money. A lot of news of money. Like, money's going to start pouring in from this area, from that area, from this area, from that area. You guys are going to be getting, like, you know what I'm saying? Constant messages of work. Constant messages of money. You know what I'm saying? You pulled the sun, which represents the highest form of happiness and illumination. So that tells me that a lot of you have stepped into your high priesthood. A lot of you have stepped into your spiritual development in a way to where it's like no one can like pull some shit on you, because this last relationship taught you how to recognize it with the quickness. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of you walked away from love. A lot of you walked away from love relationships, but a lot of you may be having a hard time releasing that energy. And I know exactly why that is. So if some of you don't quite know why that is, book a private reading, because I'll give you the backdrop on that and let you know exactly what's happening here. Straight up. A lot of you are going through the process of healing right now, especially given that you and your partner are no longer together. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a fantasy for you to think that this person was going to change as long as they were living the comfortable lifestyle that they were living with you. But we are talking about a very serious type relationship. I used to think that this card made love relationships more general, but it doesn't. This represents the twin flame card. Twin flame, because it represents all the colors of the chakras. Yellow represents the solar plexus chakra. Red represents the base chakra. Purple represents the enlightened chakra. Blue represents the throat chakra. That orange down there represents the sacral chakra. And that green down there represents the heart chakra. So that lets me know that all chakras are going to be, you know, completely in line with each other once you find your other half. Once you find the divine masculine or the divine feminine that creates the whole you. Do you understand what I'm saying? The Queen of Wands. Now, some of you were dealing with light workers who kind of thought that they had it going on like that. You know what I mean? And they kind of played a hand in a lot of the disruption that you experienced recently. However, that disruption was necessary because that disruption taught you how to set boundaries. It taught you how to say, you know what? I know what I'm worth. And without you going through what you went through, you never would have learned what you were worth. You never would have learned just how infinitely strong you are. Like, this card kept popping up, but I really feel like a lot of you, Leo, really didn't understand how strong you were until you ended this relationship. And a lot of you are still kind of like going like this on the table, like, something's behind all this shit. You know what I mean? Like, something ain't quite right. Well, I know what that is, and that's my Vimeo. A lot of you learned how to be a lot more assertive, and that's why you had to be in this relationship. That's why you walked away. By walking away, you faced your fears, and you said, I'm going to be assertive, and I'm going to go ahead and say, yo, this is what's okay with me, and this is what's not. Whereas before, you weren't doing that. You were letting your heart win over your logic. When every time you make a decision in love or in any other matter, you have to use your heart and you have to use your mind at the same capacity. You have to be just as logical as you are emotional. If you're too emotional, you're going to start making some choices that, you know what I mean, aren't lining up and aren't going to give you the results that you're looking for. But if you use them both, if you use your logic and you use your heart at the same time, at equal capacities, then you'll be able to make those logical choices that will actually, you know what I'm saying, help you make the decisions that represent, you know, wisdom. That's what owls represent, wisdom. And what's so funny is that, you know, I have a spot in my backyard where I sit and I meditate and I chill and I spend a lot of time by myself. And my youngest child told me that he's been seeing an owl show up on our pool. You know, there's like a, you know, that fence around your pool that you have to protect the pool to make sure that nobody vulnerable can fall into the pool. Well, anyway, an owl has been showing up in that area quite often. So you guys let a lot of things that no longer served you die recently so that something positive could take its place. And that's what this relationship that you ended prompted. And you guys have been burying your head in like work to keep yourself distracted from, all of the emotions and all of the things associated with this Venus retrograde in Scorpio that allowed you to just be so emotional and so consumed with your feelings to the point where it's like you're like, yo, I don't have time to be like investing my precious real estate, my precious spiritual real estate into, this bullshit. I ended a relationship with somebody with unrequited love, and with that being said, I mean, yeah, it hurt me, but you know what? I know how to get past it. I'm just going to go ahead and turn my pain into gain. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of you guys did. Because this person came at you with lies and half truths, and a lot of people like just don't put up with that shit. You know what I'm saying? You guys are going to get a lot of news of work. A lot of you are, conflicted on the inside with regards to this breakup. And for those of you who are conflicted on the inside with regards to this breakup, give me a call. Give me a call. Because a lot of you have clarity of mind over this situation and don't need to give me a call because you did all the research you needed to find out what really happened here. You know what I'm saying? But for those of you who did not get the clarity of thought to realize what really happened here, for those of you who did get the clarity of thought, you chose love, okay? For those of you who didn't, are still festering in those energies, you know what I'm saying, that came along with the breakup. This is the marriage card. This is the marriage card, and this also represents somebody who's financially stable and who knows what to do with their money. All right? And that's you, or that could be the new love coming into your life. And when you get this card, and you get this card back to back, a lot of you Leo who are tired of being single, don't worry, boo. Come the winter months, you'll be nice and wrapped up real tight by your boo thing. So in closing you out, a lot of you guys are like praying real hard. A lot of you guys are really seeking, spiritually to find out how you can get some peace out of this situation. And it's all behind this spiritual union that you walked away from. You know what I'm saying? For very good reason. Because this person was like out of pocket. This person, sprung the tower up on you with the bullshit they were doing. But all of this had to happen. It really did have to happen in order for you to learn some things about yourself that you didn't know before, so that you could step into your divine power. Had you not experienced this relationship the way you did, you never would have been able to step into your divine power and turn that pain into gain. So with that being said, that's the theme for November for you. But what I will be doing is checking up on you guys the first 2 weeks of the month and the last 2 weeks of the month, so I can continue to follow up with you. For those of you whom this resonated with, I ask that you hit like and subscribe and leave your comments. You can also go to my Facebook page and you can go ahead and drop a like there, even though I don't go to Facebook very much, but I will start. I'll be purchasing a new computer where I'll be doing my readings on Skype so that you can see me shuffle and you can see the cards that are pulled up, and so that you can understand, a lot more visually, what's happening and what spirit wants to convey to you in the reading. So with that being said, loves, that's what I have for you for November, just to give you a little taste of what November is going to be looking like. So with that being said, I'll talk to you guys soon. Namaste.